Hello my friends. Well, in this video we're going to have a quick look at the three test instruments that I believe every electrician should have in his toolbox, and I'll give a quick overview of what they do and what they are used for. So let's get into it. Let's start off with the multimeter. Okay, first of all, you've got your set of leads that comes with the multimeter. Then I've made myself an extra set of leads with two crocodile clamps on them, which is very handy, especially if you want to monitor the voltage on something for over a period, and also when you're testing motors and stuff and you use your clamp on to check the amperage it draws, then it's handy to see the voltage and the amperage at the same time. Okay, now with the multimeter, let me turn it around for you. Okay, your very first setting is AC volts, which you will use the red terminal here and the common with your leads, and that's for your average measurements of voltage up to 1000 volts. Okay, now your next setting is DC volts, and on DC volts you can, if you use it on AC, you can press the mode button and go to frequency and also test the frequency. And let me see what it is. Okay, that is for millivolts. That's when you're doing electronic work with very low voltages, I would say under 1 volt. Okay, then your next setting is ohms, which measures resistance. So you can measure the resistance over a coil or anything you want. And also the second setting, if you push the mode button, you've got your diode test there. Now with a diode test, a diode only transmits power in one direction. So if you put your leads on, you get a reading. It will be quite a low reading, and you turn it around and you get no reading, which will indicate that a diode is on. Just be very careful that you don't, on the ohm setting, test put your probes onto voltage, because it will blow your multimeter. Okay, then your next one is your beeper. It's just if you want to test for continuity, and also I always use the beeper when I start, because that indicates that my leads are fine. Okay, then you've got milliamperage, which is less than 1 amp, and don't put this on voltage either, you will blow your multimeter. Same with amperage. Amperage on a multimeter goes up to 10 amps, no more. If you want to measure more, then you need the clamp on tester. Okay, so that is the multimeter explained. With your clamp on tester, you can do almost everything that you can do with the multimeter, just slightly less. You can test capacitors. You've got your AC voltage, you've got your DC voltage, you've got your capacitor tester, which is with your ohms tester to test capacitors. Then this has got another handy attachment that comes with it, that you can actually measure temperature. Just plug this in the bottom and your temperature probe goes into that, and then you can measure temperature with this little probe. It's not 100% accurate, but it gives you quite a good idea of what temperatures is. So in properly, that's why I'm measuring my temperature. Okay, and between my fingers, 32 degrees Celsius. Okay, then the main function of this is your amperage up to 1000 amps. Just clip your tongue around the cable that you want to measure the amperage on, and it will give you a fairly accurate reading. And the last setting is for 1000 amps. It's just a higher scale. Okay, now let's move on to the last one, which is your insulation tester. Often the one that people joke around with. So also, yeah, you've only got 2 ports you can plug your leads into. And very important, this little tester pushes out 1000 volts. Very uncomfortable if you touch the leads while it pushes out 1000 volts. Why it pushes out 1000 volts? That is close to 3 times, actually just a little bit less than 3 times your insulation capacity on all wires and coils and stuff. So why you're pushing in 1000 volts is to see if there's any problems in the insulation in something. So then it will actually flash over. Let me just show you. And the reason this is the only tester I actually like having an analog instead of a digital, because it just gives you a better indication. Okay, there you can see there's short circuit on it, and don't touch the leads. As you can see, there is quite a bit of voltage that come out of there. This is usually used to test electric motors. You can actually test any appliance to see if it's got any leakage down to earth. So it's for cables, motors especially, that's what we use it the most. And that is your 3 testers I believe every electrician should have in his toolbox. Of the 3, my multimeter is the one that gets used the most. Then usually the clamp on amp meter after that, and only if you see that your amperage is too high for your motor rating or whatever, that's when you start looking at if the insulation is good or not. On electric motors, cables, anything under 1 meg ohm you can consider faulty. Above 1 meg ohm it's still usable. Above 5 meg ohm it's in perfect condition.